All right, can everyone hear me okay? I think we're a pretty small room. Good afternoon. Unfortunately, Ben Hoffine could not be here today. I know he wanted to speak to everyone about PGA Junior League Golf. So we're going to kind of go over the next 5 to 10, maybe 15 minutes, just discussion, Q&A. By a show of hands, whom here is familiar or knows about PGA Junior League Golf? Raise them if you heard about it. Okay, good. So that's a pretty good majority of the room. For those who do not know who I am, Jonathan Golds, Player Development Regional Manager for the New York market area. Right here is a picture. Anyone recognize who these people are? These are the parents. All right. Do we currently have this at our facility? If yes, great. If not, I'm telling you, this is something that PGA Junior League Golf brings at the facility level. It is the purple cow in the field. I've never seen anything like it. In fact, we were a little bit apprehensive about pushing it onto the professionals in the section. So the first year we kind of took a seat back, a back seat. We did it in the New Jersey section. And then last year we piloted at 4 facilities. This was one of them, Whitegill, Wingfoot, Fenway, and St. Andrews. And the second that I stepped on this first tee box and saw all the parents, the children in the jerseys with the numbers on in both teams, and everyone kind of cheering for each other, it was a complete wow moment. I know Ben, and then following up with Ben and Heath afterwards, not only on the impact it's had on their for their junior instructional programs, for the rest of their instructional programs, because now the families are at the club more often, wherever their juniors are. Mom and dad's probably going to be close behind. And then, lastly, Ben said, he was like, I had members come up to me and say, this is my legacy at my facility. And that is really powerful words. So as soon as we heard that, all hands on deck, 100% behind this program, just because the value it brings to you at your facility. Let's see. It's not working. I'll just go here. These are kind of promotions that are being shown. It's advertised around the country. This is the spread that's being in Sports Illustrated for Kids. This will reach 4.8 million children this year in the March Madness issue. So there is national backing of it. It is fairly, the graphics are pretty good, and you have access to these if you want to promote it to your juniors at your facility and around the facility to parents. You can print these off of PGA links and distribute them as you please. Obviously, when we talk about juniors, we like to talk about growth of the game, but it's also a revenue opportunity. Now, there are some things about Junior League Golf which you can be creative, and we're learning through time, have been a couple of best practices. Now, Junior League Golf typically takes place May through July, and that's the prime season, like Little League Baseball, but there's nothing that holds a facility back from having a preseason, all right, and then a postseason afterwards internally at the facility. It's just an extra means of revenue for you and your instructional programs. So what is expected of you and your time? You need 10 to 12 kids to fill a team. Ages are 13 and under. The wonderful part about Junior League Golf is they do not have to be competitive golfers. It gives a child the ability to ask his friends who may be sitting on the couch playing video games or not active in sports, hey, you may be able to chip and putt. Why don't you come join our team? All right, it's an ability, it's an all-inclusive team sport for your facility. The schedule is made up of 5 matches. 2 to 3 are hosted at your facility. 2 to 3 are away. And coach and parents' involvement is instrumental. But okay, so that's the facility needs. And sorry, I'm a little over here. And I could take any questions. I didn't want to go into too high-level detail about it. We're going to probably promote it a lot more through the PGA, for the Met PGA newsletter, and in time to come. But does anyone have any questions about the fee structure? Go ahead, Stu.
Just about what was done locally here.
Yeah.
How many years did they do?
Okay, so they started May and went through June and the beginning of July. We had some concerns with Fenway. Heath was concerned because Fenway is a Jewish club, and we didn't know if they can fill a team. If you think that you can only field 5 to 6 children, you can team up with a partner facility. So in this case, Fenway paired up with St. Andrews. And by the first week, that purple cow effect, the parents saw these children wearing jerseys out on the golf course and said, hey, what is this going on at the facility? I want my child to be part of it. Can they play? They could have filled, Ben had 2 teams by the end of the year he could have filled. So usually the main season, like Little League Baseball, is May, June, July. You have to fill 5 matches in those weeks. Usually it takes place after school. It's a 9-hole match. You have 4 tee times for those 9 holes, and that's it.
So there's a way that you can do the 5 matches in 2 months in May and June?
Yep, sure. Yeah, whatever.
How many kids travel to the other clubs?
Great question. So it's 10 to 12 that are traveling to the other clubs. It's a full team. So what happens is a scramble. So 2 children per 1 match. You have 4 matches going on at once. On 1 match, you have 3 children per team. You have A, B, and C player. So A and B plays A and B. On the 4th hole, A and C will play A and C, and they'll sub in. So there's always a sub per child per team with that group. Does that make sense for everyone? And that sub, what they're doing is they're actually caddying for their teammates. Okay, so they're reading the greens, they're lining them up, they're finding the balls, they're moving them forwards.
So 2 are playing, and there's an extra?
There's a sub that will sub in. Yeah, correct.
9 holes?
Correct. Per match, there's 4 matches, so there's 10 to 12 children per team. Make sense?
You said after school, so most of the matches start like 3:30.
Yeah, and it's like an interclub, so it's based on your convenience of your schedule and whom you're playing that following, that week, the other professional and their facility. If they can make it, and kind of just like an interclub, you just work it out.
So, and they do more pace and play.
Pretty good. It's a learning experience. The maximum score you can take is triple bogey. I know pace of play is concerned, but it's a scramble. There are parent volunteers per group. I know as we move forward with the signups, we've gone from 4 teams, and there's been significant interest in this section. As far as teams, I don't want to give away any numbers, but we're looking pretty large amount of growth this coming year. So with that being said, in April, we'll probably have discussions about bringing everyone who's hosting a team together in some kind of roundtable format, have Ben, Heath, Ambry kind of discuss their best practices, what they found out worked best for their facilities, moving the children along a pace of play, getting the parents' involvement, how they went about naming the teams. So you'll get your jersey colors. And one of the cool things that we have, so you can be, your team, Mount Kisco, will be purple. The children will get together, have a family night, and they will name their team. And you can run with it. You can merchandise. You can merchandise your hats, your balls, your golf shirts, whatever you want to do, and embrace the program.
So let's say, so you got 10 or 12 kids, but only 8 kids can go, or 7 kids can make this match.
Yeah, so 8 would be the minimum.
So if you show up for 6 or 7, you're going to lose.
You're going to lose one of the matches.
In terms of parents that come, maybe they know what friends want to come watch this, so it seems like it can encourage for people to come watch this. Any issues like food services, or like what are these kids doing? Like after you get done, is it kind of expected that we're going to have hot dogs for everyone? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's that kind of?
Good question. So the expectations will be communicated from the host facility to the visiting facility, and then it's the visiting facilities, just to inform the team of what is going to be hosted afterwards. Is it a revenue opportunity? Yeah. You're going to have parents and children from another facility coming to your place, and yeah, you can host. You can open up your food and beverage operation to them. Why not? It's up to you. It's up to your discretion. Yeah, great question. So originally the season, which goes May through July, is divisional play. So you'll be placed in division with 5 other teams. From there will be an all-star team made up of probably 2 to 3 children whom you select based on whatever qualifications will compete regionally. So the New York teams will compete against Connecticut and Maryland and Maine and Massachusetts, and then they'll go on, like Little League Baseball, to a World Series, which is at Cog Hill, and they'll progress. Good.
Any issues with parents about watching on the golf course, like getting hit from other balls, like things like that?
No, but yeah, that's something that you have to be aware of. You like to embrace parents to be out there because one, they can, you have to be careful of the coaching part of it, but if you're involving the parents, you've got them at your facility. So that's one, it's a home run. You never want to say, here, just drop the kids off and go away. But yeah, that's just, is it a liability? Yeah. But you like to have them out there cheering for the team. So this is an interesting case in golf where the first time it's a team component. they're actually cheering for other children on the same team. And really, we don't have that. It's usually a child goes out there, it's very intimidating, they go out there to play on their own, and they've got a lot of pressure on them. Now they have a friend that they're working with, and parents surrounding them to encourage them to play.
How are the parents involved during the round of the team thing? It's like the team of two, they got the sub, so these kind of caddying. Now, in terms of information being shared, are the parents involved in all this? Are the parents caddying for the other two kids? Or, I mean, how much are they kind of on their own out there, and then the parents are the spectators?
Parents are out there, spectators. I think what we had here at Whitegill, what worked well, is they had one parent from each team inside the ropes, no coaching, just kind of moving them along as pace of play. And if there was a rule question, they were there to answer it. They put them in carts. The parents were in carts, and they kind of rode along. And if they needed to pick up play, they're able to move them forward.
Kind of any interest from Long Island clubs?
Yeah, a bunch. You know, besides Eisenhower, which is going to host 4 teams. Yeah, we've had a couple of the Jewish clubs. So Glen Oaks, I know we spoke about the Round Table. Scott Hawkins, Pine Hollow, are all good fits. You know,
So would the matches be regional then, like West?
yeah, they're local. So you wouldn't be commuting to you know up in Greenwich, Connecticut. We try to make it as local and Perry the best you can.
Run through, participation I've seen from each PGA professional and how many were involved, typical match. How are they, where are they throughout the whole day?
Great question. Again, it is up to your discretion. You can have as much involvement as you want to. What we like to see is, being as much of a part in the assistance, as much of a part of the team as possible. So let's say you have matches on every Thursday. What can you coordinate with those Thursday matches? Are we providing instruction on Tuesdays to the children to get them ready? Are we having a preseason, to kind of get them aware from the rules, all right, during the week and kind of embracing the idea? Just like an interclub, it's as much as involvement as you want from it. Do you have to go? If you have time constraints, do you have to go to away matches? No. Obviously, would you want to be there? Probably. Can parents go and chaperone it? Yeah, if they're aware of the rules, but yeah, you'd want to be with the team. You're the PGA professional, you're the presence, and you want to be with them as much as you can. Make sense?
The element to it about this being a regional winner, will then move on to play maybe some other event that like this thing kind of moves on, just like it does, they kind of mirroring the baseball, right?
Yes.
But to me, like this is a complete positive. I mean, it's totally very different. I mean, people sign up just saying they don't want to be taking their kid down to Georgia or something that they play. Like, whoa, where are we going with this thing? This is nice around here. That's about all.
So how the selection process works with moving forward, you have 5 teams in the division. The team that finished in first place will select 4 children to go onto the all-star traveling team. So if the parents, so you're picking 4 to 12. If you have children that obviously cannot make the commitment to move forward, then you wouldn't select them. And whoever finished the second division will pick 3 children, and then third and fourth and fifth will pick 2 children to form that traveling squad, which will compete in August. So it is taking into consideration.
Where's that competition in August?
It depends. Whoever can host it. I don't think they have sites, but last year it was at TBC River Highlands, was the regional site. So it's not too far. You're not going to be, Georgia last year was the World Series, and that's where the team will commute in September to play in the World Series.
Any guidelines for age, skill level?
13 and under. We like to say under because if you get, you can start them as, we like to keep it at like 7. If you have a 6-year-old that's really, is competitive and can play and keep up, that's fine, but the ages are 13 and under.
What's the fee structure you're talking about?
Yeah, good question. So during the league itself, the main season, which is May through July, there's a $75 charge per child that goes back to LEJ, which is the organization, and the PGA. This covers the shirts, the bag tags, and future travel expenses for the children and chaperones. Anything else that you want to charge on top of that is for you and for your revenue. The average price we have charging per season is $150, so $75 goes back to the PGA and LEJ Sports, and $75 goes to the facility. I have facilities charging $330 per child. It all depends on what you feel and what products and value you're offering to the juniors and how high level you want to make it. And if you think about it in comparison, what I know we have parents in the room, what you pay for Little League baseball and soccer is astronomical compared to what we charge for golf and something like this.
That would include greens fees and everything like that?
It's-
$330?
Well, it depends. Well, the 3 is the highest, but the example that I have, the 330 is Mercer County Parks in New Jersey, and that includes green fees. That includes their preseason, which goes April through July, and it's pretty high level instruction. It's twice a week, and then once a week there is their away or home match. Did that answer your question about fees?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So, I mean, basically, obviously, around here, the two clubs, it's pretty much gratis. The kids come out and play. Fee structure is just about covering all the companies, and then what you want to charge if you want to do an instruction, like you just said, maybe
Correct.
have it more all inclusive. So you just will include X amount of practices or whatnot. You can do it yourself.
Exactly right. Yeah, just whatever, based on whatever value you want to bring to your program. Any other questions? I'd be happy to help. My contact information is provided to you. You can find it on PJ Links. Please give me a call if you need help. I'm more than happy to come in, sit down with you, talk to your staff, and get the ball rolling and some of the best practice that we found along the way. It's going to be hopefully a pretty good year for PGA Junior League Golf. It is the most exciting thing that I've seen as far as junior golf. I would not be here standing in front of you if I was not passionate about it and seeing it firsthand, the effect that it has on the value of the PGA professional brings to their facility and their junior golf programs itself. All right, thank you everyone. Wishing you a wonderful winter and